Well, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Varsity Sports Show, we are joined by Saguaro baseball head coach Joe Muecke. Joe, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Sam. Pleasure to be here. Always appreciated the time and looking forward to it.
Indeed. I'm curious, what were some of your favorite moments from last season?
Last year we had a really team that was probably one that we really didn't expect to have the success it had. I mean, our region was extremely tough. Obviously, the state champion came out of our region with Mesquite High School last year. Probably one of the highlights was we gave them their only loss of the season. We had some arms on the hill that kind of came out of nowhere, with Thomas DeCesaro being the region pitcher of the year, coming back this year as a senior, and Brody Carithers, and those two guys kind of led us from the front. Both of them were coming back as seniors, but just the way we competed last year, finished the year, and obviously hosting a state playoff game and getting into the top 8 was all good accomplishments last year off of a team that really hadn't had a lot of experience together.
What are you looking to do this season to build off of the accomplishments you had last season?
Well, every year going into it, Sam, we set the bar high. This year, we'd love to, our first and foremost goal is to win our region. It's a competitive region. We beat each other up pretty good when you get into region play. But between Mesquite and Seton, Marcos Deniza, even American Leadership Academy, our goal is to win the region. That's where we want to set this. We set our expectations there. And then obviously, if we do that, we should hopefully find ourselves in a good place to make a deep run into the playoffs. And, the goal is always when we get into a year like this or any season is to be playing the last game of the season. And so if we've done that, that's a great year, but 45 teams in Division 4, and we hope to be one of the last ones playing the last game.
Indeed. Once again, we are joined by Saguaro baseball head coach Joe Muecke here on the Varsity Sports Show. What are some specific areas that you think your team needs to improve in this upcoming season?
Well, the biggest thing in any season, truthfully, that we're going to have success is playing good defense. If we keep the game, where we're only you start with 21 outs, right? If you play 7 innings, where the goal is to not give away more than that. So defense is always a spot we try to hyper focus on. Keeping the game simple and just on execution. Offensively, I think just as long as we're in the right mind space of wanting to be aggressive and on the bases, not giving outs away, trying to just do the little things right. Last year's group kind of had to learn on the fly. This year's group seems a little bit more prepared going into it with the experience we have coming back. And so it's really just playing good defense. That's a high focus point for us. I think we've got some great arms on the hill. And so truthfully, when it all comes together, that's the goal is just keep the game simple, but don't give away more outs than we want or that we start with and try to expand a few innings on offense.
You mentioned earlier about some key returning players for the SaberCats. Who are possibly some new players on the roster that our audience should be on the lookout for this season?
No, we definitely we have a bright young freshman who has a lot of buzz around him, Cam Caminetti, who he is an LSU commit as a freshman, which is pretty exciting. Left-handed pitcher, center fielder. He should be just an awesome kind of jump in the lineup, and defensively plays the position in center field really well. A couple guys who've come into the lineup or who are going to be on the roster who kind of came from out of state. A young man by the name of Eldon Smith. Just a really good, hardworking catcher, talented kid, runs really well. And truthfully, like I said, the returners we got coming back, with left-handed pitching, Cade Schumard, I already mentioned Thomas and Brody. The rotation is going to be pretty strong up front, a couple guys on the back end, and just some thump in the middle. I mean, last year we didn't have Miles Crutchley in the middle of our order. He was hurt most of the year. And so having him back kind of in the middle of the order as a senior returner, Aiden Bronska in the middle of the order as a senior returner, and Tanner Nelson with a big stick. I mean, the pieces are really exciting, and there's a lot of buzz around the group that's coming back with a few of those pieces that have kind of jumped in there, and so we're excited to see what happens when we put it all together and turn it out.
Do you have just any last messages for SaberCat fans who might be watching this?
Just to be excited and cheer hard. I tell you what, this is a great group of kids, a great group of young men who, from top to bottom in our program, have prepared hard this off season. And now it's time just to enjoy the ride. Our mantra this year really is to row the boat, Sam. So when we talk about rowing the boat, I want our fans to be on board rowing with us. The direction we're going, that's our compass. The oars are our energy in the water that we're putting out there, and our boat is who we're bringing for the ride, and we want to bring everybody for the ride. So to all our SaberCat fans out there and anybody cheering for us, jump on board our boat because we're rowing with a lot of positive energy and a lot of excitement.
So once again, we have been joined here on the Varsity Sports Show by Saguaro SaberCat baseball head coach Joe Muecke. Coach Muecke, it's just been an absolute pleasure to have you on.
Sam, always a privilege, man. Just honored and lucky to represent the program. But thanks for what you guys do for the community and our program and all of youth sports. It's awesome just to hype these guys up and recognize their hard work and let it show out.